To put it would be in the middle of a wall.
Drill's going in now. Hold it. They hit something at 11 feet.
That could be where the treasure's hiding.
I detected gold.
Wow.
100%.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Well, there you go, guys.
From the Legina brothers intensifying their search after finding traces of gold in Oak Island's water, to the discovery of an ancient handcrafted ladder leading to a dark, mysterious underwater tunnel, the team's journey has been nothing short of thrilling. So, without further ado, let's dive in. The brothers and their crew are more determined than ever to solve the centuries-old mystery of Oak Island. After finding traces of gold in the island's water, they've intensified their search for the treasure, even discovering signs that suggest gold in the trees. With excitement running high, they believe they're closer than ever to cracking the 229-year-old puzzle. Signs of human activity, a new discovery. While exploring the island, the team uncovers an ancient handcrafted ladder leading to a dark underwater tunnel. This is just one of many signs of human interference that hints at past efforts to find the hidden treasure. According to local legend, Oak Island is cursed, and one more person must die before the treasure is revealed. Despite this eerie tale, the Legina brothers and their crew remain undeterred in their mission. The episode kicks off with Paul expressing how exciting this new phase of the search is going to be.
Oh, the water samples are indicating presence of gold. Well, certainly the wood should as well.
Marty, the leader of the crew, asks if the team is ready to bring in the drilling rig. With an enthusiastic yes, the team moves into position, fully prepared for what lies ahead. Marty reveals that two experts, Dr. Spooner and Dr. Michelle, have pinpointed an area of interest using water sample data. Marty gestures to the location, explaining that this is the very spot they've been discussing. A flashback shows the team sitting together, excitedly talking about their discovery. Dr. Spooner and Dr. Fred Michelle, a hydrogeologist, had conducted water tests across the Money Pit area. Their findings suggest that the treasure could be hidden in a 70 by 25-foot area just west of the garden shaft, which they've named the Blob. Enter the baby blob, a more precise target. The flashback continues, revealing that Dr. Spooner and Dr. Michelle's latest tests have greatly narrowed the search to a 20 by 20-foot zone at a depth of 80 to 120 feet. The team jokingly calls this area Blob 2.0, or the Baby Blob. In the present day, the crew reviews the new plan, with everyone holding a copy of the updated search map. They speculate that there could be a tunnel sitting 95 feet deep, leading directly to the potential treasure location. With excitement building, the team realizes that the orange X marked on the ground is their best shot at uncovering the treasure.
Even though this is the final can, we're not going to give up. We know that there is a tunnel in the 90-foot horizon. Well, a tunnel means we're close to finding the original money pit.
Marty makes a final call to bring in the rig, and the crew prepares to drill borehole DN 11.5 into the baby blob. They hope to hit valuable artifacts below 80 feet and intercept a tunnel believed to run directly under the garden shaft, where water tests have already shown traces of gold. Excitement fills the air as the team finally reaches a critical point in their search. After months of water sampling, they are now closer than ever to possibly uncovering the treasure that has been whispered about for centuries. Marty remains hopeful. Even if they don't find the actual treasure, they will uncover something significant to end their season-long hunt. Charles takes charge. Marty steps aside from overseeing the operation, leaving Oak Island historian Charles Barkhouse in charge as the crew begins drilling borehole DN 11.5. Meanwhile, the narrator informs viewers that Marty will soon be back on site, but this time with Scott Barlow, Oak Island's operations manager, and Roger Fortin from Dumas Contracting Limited. They prepare to personally inspect the garden shaft, where exciting progress is being made. The reconstruction of the garden shaft is well past the halfway mark, with the team aiming to reach a depth of 80 feet. Roger estimates they are about 60 feet underground as they carry out their inspection. Over the past few weeks, the crew from Dumas Contracting has removed tons of muck and water from the old shaft, reinforcing it with watertight wooden levels every 8 feet, known as sets. They have also been drilling at various angles to search for evidence of man-made chambers and hidden artifacts. The ladder discovery. As Marty and Scott venture down into the garden shaft, they come across a significant find, an old handcrafted ladder. Marty is amazed, recognizing it as undeniable proof that they are standing where adventurers and treasure hunters once stood. Scott examines the ladder and remarks on how it was carved by hand, noting that craftsmen back then didn't have modern tools like a wood lathe. The ladder itself is treated as a treasure, a rare piece of history left behind by someone who could have been hiding a vast cache of gold. This discovery fuels the team's speculation that the high readings of precious metals in this area could be linked to whoever built the ladder. A flashback takes us 12 weeks back, when the team drilled a borehole just 18 feet southwest of the garden shaft. During that operation, they discovered a large void, which they believed might be a sign of an offset chamber. Now, in the present, Scott Barlow notices a slump at the same depth in the garden shaft, possibly connected to the void they found earlier. The team's excitement builds as they prepare to explore the area with probe drilling, eager to see if their theories about a hidden chamber, tunnel, or shaft next to the garden shaft are true. Tension in the money pit area. Meanwhile, back at the money pit, Charles Barkhouse and geologist Terry Matheson are hard at work, closely monitoring the drilling of borehole DN 11.5. They are now in the potential treasure zone, between 80 and 120 feet underground. Andy, a geoscientist, checks in with them, and Terry reports that they've reached depths of 78 to 88 feet, getting closer to their goal. Suddenly, a loud grinding sound comes from the drilling crew, capturing everyone's attention. The screeching noise grows louder, and the drill operator announces that they've broken through something underground. He decides to measure the pipe to understand what happened. As the operator reads the measuring tape, he realizes they've hit an open space about 1.5 feet wide. Terry watches with concern from the tent, his jaw dropping as he fears something may have gone terribly wrong. The team is left wondering what lies beneath as they prepare for the next phase of their thrilling investigation into Oak Island's hidden secrets. A surprising discovery. Terry clears things up for the team, explaining that the drill operator hit an open space 90 feet below the surface, suggesting they found a void. The three men in the tent tell the operator to stop drilling for now while they discuss what to do next. Charles grabs his phone and contacts the Legina brothers, Rick and Marty. In a confessional, Rick admits that every time he hears from the Money Pit drill program, he gets excited, especially since DN 11.5 is right within the treasure zone they've been focusing on. This area is important because they've put in a lot of effort to find the highest gold values and pinpoint potential voids. Rick wastes no time and heads straight to the site, feeling hopeful. Once the team gathers at the borehole, Mike, the drill operator, explains what happened. At 90 feet down, he felt the rods break through something and hit an open space about 1.5 feet beyond that. The team wonders if whatever they hit might have fallen into the void. Terry looks at a map and points out that DN 11.5 is in line with DN 12.5 and DN 13.5, which form a structure 94 feet deep. They consider the idea that they've hit another part of a tunnel, possibly connected to the high gold readings they found earlier. Time for a core sample. Marty steps in and decides the best way to confirm things is to pull a core sample. He instructs Mike to retrieve it, while Rick shares his hopes that this new void might bring them closer to the treasure. The team eagerly waits, knowing the sample could reveal something big. When it finally arrives, they find chunks of wood, sparking excitement. Could this wood be from an old chest used to hide treasure? Terry sends the wood sample to the lab for further analysis. Later, at the Oak Island Interpretive Center, Rick, Craig Tester, and Laird Niven meet with Emma Culligan, an archaeometallurgist, to go over the results. Emma shares the XRF, X-ray fluorescence, scan findings. While most of the elements found are normal for Oak Island, Emma points out an exciting discovery, a surprising amount of gold in the wood. This gets the team fired up, as finding gold is rare and significant. Rick feels this is further proof that they're on the right track, especially since they've already found traces of gold in the water samples too. With these results, Rick's confidence grows, and he's more determined than ever to uncover the treasure. The wood sample findings have boosted the team's hopes, and Rick is ready to keep searching the garden shaft and beyond for more clues, drilling for more evidence. As the episode moves forward, the focus shifts to the probe drilling operation inside the garden shaft. The team is on the hunt for evidence of another void just outside the shaft, using a hydraulic drill to dig deep into the earth. They plan to drill 12 boreholes, hoping to find more signs of man-made structures or even valuables. The scene then shifts to Rick and forestry technician Peter Romke on Lot 26. They're checking out what looks like an old stone wall. Even though Romke's background is in forestry, he has experience building stone walls and gives his expert opinion on the wall's construction. Rick reflects on the garden shaft, sharing how the team has always believed it could provide a unique opportunity if they were smart and humble enough to learn from past mistakes. The team is excited to continue following the trail of gold they've uncovered in the garden shaft as they dig deeper, eager to explore more about the wells on the island and their possible connections to Oak Island's history. The title of the episode, A Well of Secrets, hints that they may be close to revealing more answers, or possibly even more questions, about the island's mysteries. Uncovering the secrets of the garden shaft. The Oak Island team continues their exploration in the garden shaft, where they've uncovered trace amounts of gold. As they dig deeper, they hope to uncover more answers, or perhaps even more mysteries. Alongside this, the team investigates the island's mysterious interconnected wells, hoping these might hold the key to understanding the island's past. Marty arrives at the tent outside the money pit, ready to oversee the day's work on the garden shaft. Joining him are Oak Island historian Paul Troutman and Rodney McIlver from Dumas Contracting Limited. The crew is currently working between 50 and 56 feet below ground, refurbishing the shaft, which may connect to the original money pit. This connection could unlock answers to the treasure mystery they've been chasing. Traces of gold in the shaft. Marty shares a special update with Rodney. When they were previously drilling boreholes, Rick, Marty's brother, requested samples of water, soil, and wood. When these samples were tested, trace amounts of gold were found in all of them. In a flashback, we see Rick overseeing the collection of these samples, which were later confirmed by their archaeometallurgist Emma to contain high levels of gold. With this information in hand, the team hopes that deeper drilling will yield more gold, or perhaps larger quantities. As Dumas Contracting moves closer to their goal of 80 feet below ground, the Oak Island crew remains focused on analyzing the materials retrieved from the original structure of the garden shaft. Marty speculates that if they find gold at the 50-foot depth, it could indicate two possibilities. Either the source of the gold lies even deeper, or the gold is closer than they expect, possibly emanating from the garden shaft itself. This could lead to the discovery of an offset chamber, potentially the key to their treasure hunt. Investigating the wells, a meeting in the war room. While the work continues on the garden shaft, the team gathers in the war room for a meeting about a new search agenda inspired by Fred Nolan, the late father of Tom Nolan, a current landowner on Oak Island. Attending the meeting are key members of the team: Rick Legina, Jack Begley, Charles Barkhouse, and Scott Barlow. Rick turns the discussion over to Tom, who begins by explaining his father's significant contributions to the island's treasure hunt. From the 1960s until his death in 2016, Fred Nolan, a professional surveyor, made several important discoveries. These include parts of a large ship found in a swamp and the famous megalithic formation known as Nolan's Cross. Tom recounts a particular discovery from the 1970s when he and his father unearthed a well while working along the outer edge of the swamp. The well, around 10 feet deep, contained a surprising amount of broken pottery at its base, as though someone had smashed everything they owned into it. Unsure of what to make of this find, they reburied it. Tom suggests that this well, located on Lot 26, is worth further investigation. Fred Nolan's quadrilateral discovery. Tom also shares another significant find from the 1990s that his father called the quadrilateral, a formation discovered through an offset sightline of Nolan's Cross. The feature, located on the north side of the swamp, consisted of neatly arranged boulders that formed a structure 32 feet long and 10 feet deep, with 3 layers of large stones. Tom notes that the formation didn't seem natural, sparking his father's interest. As Tom shows diagrams from his father's notebook, Rick and the team examine the sketches. The discovery fascinates the group, as no farmer or worker would have likely constructed such a feature for practical reasons, hinting at a deeper purpose they are yet to uncover. With these revelations, the Oak Island crew is now eager to continue both the excavation of the garden shaft and the investigation of Fred Nolan's mysterious findings. Rick Lagina and his team continue to unravel the complex layers of Oak Island's history, finding more clues that point to a significant event having taken place on the island. They discover clay in various colors, with signs of heat or burning, and even pieces of burnt wood fused with the clay. Rick and Dr. Spooner agree that this combination is unnatural, signaling deliberate human activity. Rick goes on to theorize that the quadrilateral structure they've uncovered acts as a safe, sealed with boulders to prevent water from infiltrating whatever lies beneath. He believes that the human-constructed feature could be directly linked to the treasure they've been searching for. In a war room meeting, Rick and the team review findings from Portuguese historian Francisco Nogueira, who, with the help of Rick's friend Judy, has been delving into the possibility of Portuguese connections to Oak Island. Nogueira's research suggests that the construction methods used on the island, including stone walls and rock fences, resemble techniques from 15th and 16th century Portuguese architecture. He ties this to the Order of Christ, an offshoot of the Knights Templar, which was active during this time period. Notably, Nogueira discusses a missing treasure from the 1580 Portuguese succession crisis, which he believes may have been moved to Oak Island, the Order of Christ and Oak Island. The theory that Oak Island may have served as a refuge for the Order of Christ gains traction as the team considers the historical context. The timeline of Portuguese expeditions and the Inquisition in Portugal aligns with the dates of construction on Oak Island, strengthening the hypothesis that members of the Order may have buried their treasure there. The discovery of a quadrilateral formation on Lot 13, first identified by Fred Nolan, becomes central to this theory, with the team eager to continue Fred's investigation. Nogueira's analysis points to specific construction techniques on Oak Island, particularly the stone walls and fences, which are similar to those built by the Portuguese. The team is especially excited by the resemblance between the structures found on the island and those used by the Order of Christ, suggesting that the Order could have been responsible for creating these features while possibly hiding valuable treasures. Continuing the search, excavation of Lot 13. The team resumes excavation at Lot 13, where Fred Nolan had discovered the man-made quadrilateral. His notes indicated that this structure could hold important clues, but he never completed his work. Rick and his team now pick up where Fred left off, hoping that further investigation will reveal more about the quadrilateral and its connection to the treasure. With growing evidence of gold traces and the link to Portuguese history, the team is more determined than ever to solve the island's mystery. As Rick and his team continue their search, the possibility of Portuguese involvement on Oak Island becomes increasingly convincing. The discovery of historical structures, burnt clay, and gold traces has re-energized the team, giving them more reason to believe that the island holds a long-hidden treasure.